She frowned as she studied my ID, shining a light on it and looking from every angle. "Holy shit," she breathed as she handed it back to me. "You're legit." I nodded in agreement. "Thank you," I told her as I put my ID inside the inner zipper of my jacket, knowing there was no way it would fall out and get lost. "Can I have my drinks now?" She started to turn away to fix my drinks, but she stopped and stared at me. "Are these all for you?" she asked, and I nodded again in response. "If this is your first time drinking, I highly recommend not mixing your alcohols. It's not a good idea." I rolled my eyes and shook my head. "I've drank before," I reassured her. "Believe me, I know the consequences of mixing alcohol, but I think I deserve it." She nodded as she poured me the 3 shots. "You want to talk about it?" she asked as she fixed the Jack and Coke. I shrugged before downing the first shot of vodka. "I got dumped for some new girl," I admitted, finally happy to get the weight off my chest before downing another shot of vodka. "He said I was getting old and boring." I downed the next shot, wincing at how strong it burned going down before numbing my senses. Honestly, I blame her plastic implants. Downing the final shot, I opened my eyes and saw the bartender staring at me, a strange look of concern and disbelief on her face. "Men are the worst," she agreed as she slid my glass of Jack and Coke towards me. "Best you can do is move on. There's plenty of fish in the sea." I shrugged as I dipped at the Jack and Coke, my body already starting to feel numb thanks to the burning of the vodka I had before it. "Thanks," I said as I turned back towards the dance floor, testing to see if the vodka was already doing its job. When I turned back to my drink, I continued. "Can you keep an open tab for me? I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot more drinks." The bartender looked embarrassed as she shook her head. "Actually, your drinks have already been paid for," she informed me. I frowned as I stared at her. "By who?" I asked. She nodded down the counter towards a group of men. "The man in the black jacket," she informed me. "He saw you coming and told me your drinks were on him. You should go thank him." Curious about my new benefactor, I looked in the direction she indicated. The man in the black jacket was tall and handsome, his face freshly shaved and his tan skin holding a mysterious glow in the bright lights of the club. He raised a glass in response when he caught me staring, and I immediately looked away, embarrassed by the fact that he had caught me staring at him. The bartender looked confused as she tilted her head at me. "Are you okay?" she asked, looking concerned. "You look like you've seen a ghost." I groaned as I dipped at the Jack and Coke. "He's handsome," I admitted as the feeling of arousal grew inside me. "But he caught me staring." The bartender grinned as she glanced back in his general direction. "Don't look now," she warned jokingly, "but he's on his way over right now." I gasped as I looked up and saw she was right, and panic seized me as I thought about what to say.